Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the All Around Growth Podcast, a show that provides insight and tools to build the life and homestead of your dreams. My name is Rob Kaiser, and I am your host. Today is Thursday, January 13th, 2022, and this is episode number 263 of the show, and the title of today's show is Fodder 17:9. He who covers a transgression seeks love, but he who repeats a matter separates friends. Proverbs chapter 17, verse 9. In the filing cabinet of the mind, we need folder 17:9. That's the best place to deposit all the slights, insults, unkind acts, and lapses of those who have hurt us. Our friends and loved ones aren't perfect. They're going to have regrettable moments, and if we keep reliving those moments or rehearsing them to others, we'll spoil our relationship. The New International Version renders this verse, quote, "Whoever would foster love covers an offense, but whoever repeats the matter separates close friends," close quote. Has someone upset you recently? Prayerfully open folder 17:9, insert the offense there, and slam the drawer shut. Love covers sins, and a forgiving spirit maintains friendships. But when we dwell on the offense and repeat it to others, it separates and divides. Jack Canfield said, "It can be hard to forgive and let go, but it's important to remember that harboring the resentment and holding a grudge can hurt you even more." Remember, all your faults and failures are covered by the blood of Christ. And when He slams the filing drawer closed, those sins will never again see the light of day. The reason I jumped right into this and didn't give any introduction beyond the simple introduction into the show is because, quite frankly, I didn't know how. In my own life, right now, there are certain contributing factors that are leading me to consistently pull from the rudder of the day, which is the devotional that was read from yesterday, and is one that is without a doubt referred to most frequently, or has been referred to most frequently over the past year. That was one I immediately wanted to grab this morning and read, but alas, I left it at work yesterday along with my journal. So I'm a little out of sorts, not having journaled last night and not doing so today, but the reality is that time spent not doing that is allowing me to leave a little bit earlier this morning. So, and accordingly, it's, for lack of a better term, encouraging me to utilize a different devotional because I've got 2 at my disposal instead of the normal 3. This one in particular struck a chord with me because I'm realizing that some of the challenges in life that push me toward reading the rudder of the day written by Dan Miller. Some of those challenges might also be addressed by utilizing a different tool, implementing a different mechanism, if you will. And that might be forgiveness. And for me, that is something that's very difficult to do. My ego over time has become quite large. I recognize this. I try to be mindful of it, and I don't know. Just talking about it makes me feel a little. But it's something to be mindful of, right? And I'm realizing that I'm putting myself in a position, I've put myself in a position to where it's not so far as to say like ultimatums have been made, but without going into great detail, I mean, I guess that's basically what I've done. In certain aspects of my life, I've said either this needs to change, and we're going to do this, or this may not be a good fit anymore. And I don't know. Am I going to stick to this? Am I going to, is it just going to be this simple black or white matter? If this, then that? Whoa, I just hit a patch of ice. It is a little slick out here. And it feels warm, but this is what my mom would call black ice. This is what we here in the Midwest call black ice. A little misty last night, a little bit of rain, freezing temperatures, and this is what we get. Guys, I listened to The Strangest Secret by Earl Nightingale again this morning. The Strangest Secret has been heavy on my mind as I've been listening to that more lately, and have written an article recently where that was an integral component of the article. And uncertainty is terrifying. It's the fear of the unknown that is one of the biggest drivers behind what we don't do. It's one of the biggest motivators that keeps us justifying the current situation and set of circumstances that we're in. It's the fear of the unknown and the uncertainty of the future that keeps us in lockstep with our past and keeps us, yikes, sliding, and I am not stopping. I'm going to slow down, guys, because it's kind of treacherous here. Man, I felt like I was on a couple good thought trains here before the black ice interrupted my thought pattern. But that fear of the uncertainty and the fear of the unknown is something that makes the comfortable mediocrity in life that much more comfortable. So, really, the question that we should ask ourselves is just how comfortable is the mediocrity of our life? Do the pros outweigh the cons? And is it as simple as that? Is it as simple as measuring, the pros outweigh the cons, so I'm not going to make any change? Or do we examine the untapped potential that lies within by addressing the fear of the uncertainty? In order to gain information about that which we do not know. The reality is, I don't know. This is a situation that I find myself in a little bit, but while I'm here at the stop sign waiting for some cars, let's revisit the topic of today, folder 17.9. And let's go ahead and reread this. I think I've got the time. In the filing cabinet of the mind, we need folder 17.9. That's the best place to deposit all the slights, insults, unkind acts, and lapses of those who have hurt us. Our friends and loved ones aren't perfect. They are going to have regrettable moments. And if we keep reliving those moments or rehearsing them to others, we'll spoil our relationships. The New International Version renders this verse: whoever would foster love covers an offense, but whoever repeats the matter separates close friends. And this is something that came up in the discussion with an individual regarding the situation that I alluded to. This proactive communication in order to prevent issues from occurring, to make things smoother than they have been, and ultimately mitigate stress in my life, was a result of a situation that I found unsavory. And this is the result. And I have goals for the 2022 year, and this particular situation that I'm talking about falls under the umbrella of those goals that are, or that comprise the goals that we set each year, or this year in 2022, in 7 different areas of focus of life: financial, physical, personal development, family, spiritual, social, and career. And I can say with confidence that I've prepared myself for the outcome and am prepared to take action I've thought this through long and hard, meditated on it and prayed on it, and I'm confident about my decision. That does not mean fear does not accompany the confidence. And that, my friends, is why I didn't want to really dive into something outside of the rudder of the day, because that has become my comfortable familiarity with the show. I use something else. I read something else that makes me uncomfortable talking about it, because it forces me to address some things that I'm not entirely sure I want to address. For example, has someone upset you recently? Prayerfully open folder 17-9, insert the offense there, and slam the drawer shut. Love covers sins, and a forgiving spirit maintains friendships. But when we dwell on the offense and repeat it to others, it separates and divides. Guys, I've got one question for you. Are you more interested in burning bridges or building them? There is no middle ground. Sure, we could parse it out and talk about maintaining it, but then we're just getting into mental masturbation and ridiculous intellectual arguments. Do you want to burn bridges, or do you want to build them? Because if the answer is the latter rather than the former, then we need to remember that love covers sins and a forgiving spirit maintains friendships. Context is everything, and do we look at the various relationships that we have in all of these 7 aspects of life as friendships? What do we consider friendships? That might be another topic for another time, but the concept of forgiveness and living with a heart of love, an open heart, is an important one. And I chose this topic to talk about because it's an important topic and one that I struggle with. And I imagine many people struggle with it. So hopefully what I shared about this was of value to you and you were able to take something away from it. So, as you can hear, we are at the day job. It is time to conclude and wrap up the show. I would encourage you to check out show notes where there will be links to some of the things that were talked about in this morning's episode. And if you like what you hear and you want to participate in conversation and dialogue with myself and others of like mind, you can easily do so by going to t.me/allaroundgrowth on your internet browser, and you can connect with us on Telegram. That is where we are most active, and in large part because that's the platform I prefer, and I am not very good with social media and the promotion of this show. And with that said, give me a hand. If you like what you hear, go to the show notes and spread the word on social media about the episodes that resonate with you and the episodes that you think might resonate with others. I would certainly appreciate it. And yeah, I'm not sure what's going on tomorrow, guys. The old truck here is going into the shop. So if I do anything, it may be an episode from home, and I may not do one at all. So I will see you tomorrow, or I will see you Monday. This is Rob Kaiser, and thank you.